this is so sad.
Man, it is not sad. I don't know why you keep saying that. I don't know why you keep saying it's sad. I mean, this guy did his job, man. He did an excellent job of retaining a criminal who was out here doing harmful things in our community, and he arrested him. Aren't you? He should be Officer of the Year, Dave. I mean, there should be more officers like that. I mean, this is a quality citizen, this guy. He is an excellent police officer. He's doing some fine work, Dave. And why are you hating?
Here's what concerns me.
Okay, Dave.
That Shy Words could be dead shy today.
He could be. But because this officer, no, Dave. This officer did a good job of restraining himself and making a quality arrest. Dave, you can't say anything negative about that. I mean, this guy identified cocaine.
Bird poop.
This guy identified cocaine.
Bird poop.
This guy identified
bird
cocaine.
Poop.
And he did what he's supposed
bird
to do.
Poop.
He identified the cocaine.
Wait a minute. Bird poop.
He identified the
You know what? That's a bunch of bird poop.
That is a bunch of bird poop. He did his job. He should be commended. He should be Officer of the Year, Dave.
Look, wait a minute. So let me follow your logic.
He should go in our idiot corner. He should really go in our idiot corner.
So let me follow your logic here. So what officer looks at the hood of somebody's car to determine that a white substance is cocaine?
Well, Dave, first off, let me tell you this, Dave. He was doing 80, so therefore he was trying to get away from the police. And while he was trying to get away from the police, he threw the cocaine out of his front window.
Let me stop you.
What, Dave?
He was doing 80 according to the police. Because right now, I don't have any credibility. They don't have any credibility. But let's say he was doing 80. Wait a minute. He was doing 80. He was doing 80.
He did not dispute the facts.
But according to the video that was from the officer's car video, when he lit him up, the young man immediately put on his flashers, slowed down, and proceeded to a lighted area.
Yeah, because he knew he was guilty, Dave. Because he knew he had cocaine on his hood.
All right.
What else can you say, Dave? What's that officer's name? Dave, he should go in our idiot corner, Dave. He should be idiot of the week.
Let's see if they...
They should give us his name. Because he's going to be our idiot of the week.
You know what? In this article, they don't say the officer's name.
We got to get his name.
But,
we got to get that officer's name. Because he's going to be our idiot of the week. He has to be. He has to be, Dave. He's going to be our idiot of the week. So every day we're going to announce our idiot of the week.
But here's the other thing what's dangerous about this.
Okay.
Let's say for the sake of argument. Now look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been around cocaine. I know what it looks like.
Okay.
I know the viscosity of cocaine.
Okay, get technical,
okay?
Don't you, brother? Okay.
In other words, as it relates to its weight.
Okay.
So if I walk into a room and blow at a table full of cocaine, cocaine's going everywhere.
Okay.
All right. So what would think that, how much brain sense do you need to have to know that number one, and here's the other thing. If cocaine gets wet, what does it do? Just like any powder, it dissolves.
Okay.
Okay? How the hell is it going to be stuck on somebody's car?
Well, he had the pasty cocaine, Dave. The kind that when it gets wet, it gets sticky. It's the sticky, icky cocaine. No, Dave. Again, Dave, my only question is, how did he get on the police force?
I mean, you get my point. What test are they taking that this idiot would be on the police? You got to be concerned. If you're in South Carolina, well, I won't even limit it to South Carolina because we've seen some idiot policing over the country. But in this particular case, you know what everybody ought to do?
What's that?
Everybody ought to send this officer a baggie full of bacon, baby baking powder.
Baking powder,
baby powder, whatever.
Flour,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or
sugar.
Send him a baggie full of bird poop. That would be even better.
What troubles me most about this, though? I mean, did he have somebody else there with him?
Yeah, there were 3 officers.
There were 3 officers.
You know what? I just got to play this. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now.
There were 3 officers there, and Dave, hold on before you set this up.
Yeah.
So you're telling me there were 3 officers there, and not one of them said, "Hey, man, that's bird poop, man." Not one of them said that? I mean, you don't hear that. Not one of them said, hey, man, that's bird poop. What do you do? That's bird poop. Really? Not one? Not one, Dave. Stop it, Dave. Not one.
I got to play this, y'all. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the first part of the video is where there's no sound because, they are at his car. So I'm going to describe it to you, okay? Because I was so stunned when I first heard, and the reason is
exactly they were all done.
When it stuck out to me because I was looking at the college football schedules, okay, and I was looking at all of the SEC schedules, and Georgia Southern plays LSU as the first game of the season.
Okay.
So last week when I went over the schedules, if some of these teams are going to get beaten, usually those early games are going to be those games. Okay. So when I saw that LSU was playing Georgia Southern, I said, well, that's going to be a massacre on the part of LSU because Georgia Southern quarterback has just gotten arrested for cocaine. So I took the initial story just like everybody else did. Okay? You ready?
Yeah, that's correct.
So right now,
so he's got his flashes on. He's got his
cop is behind him. Yeah. He has his flashes on him. I'll describe it to you as we go, folks. So, and the humming you hear is the police call. Okay.
So he pulled up to a lighted area.
He pulled to the lighted area. So the young man is still in the vehicle. Police immediately gets out. I don't know why he touched the back of the car like that. That was interesting. But he's talking to him. I see another cop. They had basically cut him off. One was in front and one was behind him.
Okay.
Okay. Tell him to get out of the car. Put his hands on the back of the vehicle. They immediately put him in handcuffs. Okay. So they're talking to him. They're cuffing.
So there's 3 officers there right now.
There's 3 officers.
3 sheriffs.
It's 3 sheriff's deputies on the scene right now. Okay? They're called the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division. Okay. They take him and they put him in the car. They're putting him in the car. Now they go back and they start searching this car. Look, one of the cops is looking on the hood of his car. In fact, 2 of them are.
Okay, so nobody notices anything.
Listen.
I swear to God, that's a lot of I'm trying to clean it right back the gas station. You can I can still wipe it off. It's burnt you. I don't know what you got going on in your life or whatever, but that's a good thing. It's out of state. I mean, it's a firm thing or blue. I mean, it's positive for some time. But it was confirmed. That's not birth. Okay? There's nothing all about it. We know about it. I pulled over last night and cleaned it off my car and it didn't come off with the little thing that and just sprayed it. Yeah, I mean, it was about it. You can still see it in like the Jarvis style little thing down by the hood. It's burning. I know because the thing that you clean the windshield with that got water in it, that's what I was trying to rub it off with that. That's why I sprayed it and it still don't come off. So I just left it. Didn't have to let it know. The only thing I'm doing right now, when you got to find yourself in the car and get to that can, it's good product, cocaine. I have no reason to lie about cocaine. I play football. I don't do cocaine. I don't do how. I don't know. It's good to make you a smart person while you're in that hard cocaine. Exactly. I just told you it's very people that say also. People in the neighborhood, they do cocaine, do cocaine. My grandma came to the party or something. I would hope nobody would do that. Do it. Yeah. Before you do it, right. Before you talk to time. Right. Put it in the party. Okay. It's very cool. That's all it is. I don't know. Stop. And you get up on me. You do it I was going to the store. Like, I'm not gonna pull over in the dark with nobody around to see out. Like, you know what's been going on in the world. Not no offense to you, but I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like I was in rain. I called the lady on the phone. I told her I said to me stupid or I want to come from you, and I just get you with some lighter. And I was gonna pull over.
There you go.
That was. Oh God. I don't even know if I can comment on that no more. Because, I mean, you got 3 guys there. It wasn't just one. I could see if it was one guy who was an idiot. But you telling me all 3 of them are? Well,
there were actually 4. It ended up being 4. One of them being a black guy.
You notice? I didn't see a black guy.
Yeah, late in the tape. In fact, and we won't play it again, but so you can see it again. Let's just go back and I'll show you that late in the tape there was a black guy, a black cop who shows up as well, who goes up and looks at the tape at the hood. Okay, so the problem.
Stop it.
You know, and it's what I tell people all the time, and sometimes they think I'm being mean, but police are trained to suspect you or you're guilty before you're innocent. Okay?
Right, that's their job.
So no matter what you say to them, and I think later on he started talking too much. After the young man, after he said it was bird poop. So see, here's the black guy right there. That's him right there. He goes up and looks.
And he looks at it too and says it's cocaine.
Apparently so.
And then they go back to the car and say, so somebody in your neighborhood sell cocaine?
Right.
How am I supposed to know? I don't live there. I go to college. How am I supposed to know?
Exactly. So then he started trying to cast aspersions on his neighborhood.
Right.
Oh, the neighborhood he came from, where his grandmother apparently lived.
All you black folks selling dope.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at that point, he should have stopped talking. That's what I'm saying at that point. That's what I'm saying. Because it was pretty clear that those officers had nothing but ill will for this young man. They didn't want an explanation, because the fact that he's only going 80 miles an hour, hell, all he deserved was a ticket. Now, if he was going 80 in a 35 mile an hour zone, that's another story. Because
they didn't say anything about it. Nobody asked, why were you driving so fast?
No, they didn't.
Unless they asked him that at the park.
Off video. Right.
But nobody asked any questions. So, again, I think those officers should be fired.
I agree.
If you're stupid enough to think that bird crap is cocaine, then you shouldn't be a police officer.
I agree.
What else are you screwing up on? And that's just crazy. We should call the South Carolina Police Department.
And that's why that's dangerous.
Who are they, Dave? Who are they?
It doesn't give their names. But that's why that's dangerous, because if they could...
Let's call right now. We should make a phone call right now. No, we just got a call right now. We just got a call right now.
Let's see if it tells us what...
Tell us who they are so I can Google the number.
Because
that's dumbest. That's dumbest bird crap.
Let's see. It just says... so that's weird. It just says the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division received the substance and completed... Oh, okay, they're the ones that test. So here's the follow-up. Prosecutors have just released a statement to TMZ Sports saying on August 8th, 2019, SLED received the substance and completed the drug analysis. The forensic scientists determined that no controlled substance was detected. The solicitor's office has begun the expungement process to have this charge removed from the system, to ensure that this arrest and charge does not create a criminal history for
South
works.
Carolina what? What is it?
That's the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, but that's not the people who arrested it. I'm looking for this. He was in Clinton, South Carolina, but it doesn't give you. Who it is. Let's see. I was informed. Now this is the prosecutor. He says, I was informed that the test did not come back and that there was no controlled substance found, according to Saluda County prosecutor Al Ergel. Georgia Southern Athletic Director Tom Kleinlein announced Friday the team was elated to get the news regarding Wirtz and said the QB is no longer subject to punishment over the incident. Now, let me tell you just how important this young man was to this football team. All right.
Okay.
And I'm going to segue into another story.
No, Dave, we got a call first.
Okay, hang on.
All right,
hang on. Wirtz has been a star for the Eagles for the last 2 seasons, rushing for over 1,630 yards.
As a quarterback.
Okay. 18 scores on the ground while adding 1,916 yards, 17 TDs, passing in 24 career games. Those are pro numbers. Now, maybe not at quarterback, but I'd like to have this young man on my team.
Yeah, those are good numbers.
Those are good numbers. Now that's neither here nor there, but my point is this, is that football team, that school, and this is the same thing that happened to Tenpenny that went to Alabama.
Right.
And this is the same thing that happens to all of your kids, and we're gonna call here in a moment. But I'm gonna bring up something that Broussard said, a black writer, over the weekend as it relates to this thing with LeBron James and Rich Paul, because people are beginning to pay attention now. So this young man, who had every time he goes out on the field, he lays his life on the line. I know people say that, but that's a fact. I know plenty of people. Chucky Mullins is one that we can relate to, that from Ole Miss, who ended up dying because he broke his neck on the football field. Okay? I sit here with a broken neck myself. All right? So when it came to him needing someone to back him, the football department kicked him off the team. Now, why the hell would I go back to that team?
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
We'll call them tomorrow. But let's call now. You ready?
Hang on a minute. Let me get this.
Because this is great. They got to fire all them. Fire all them cops. Fire every last one of them, Sheriff.
Okay.
They some idiots. You ready?
Yeah.
864-833-7512. Hey, y'all. Y'all need to call this number too. Tell them to fire them dumb dudes. 864-833-7512. We'll be giving this number throughout the show. You're welcome.
And if there's any people in South... Hang on. Yes, my name is David Coleman. I'm calling from Black Focus Radio here in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I'm trying to find out if your office was where the officers reside who arrested the young football player because of bird poop. Are you familiar with the story?
Who is it?
Can you tell me which office that is? That's Saluda County Sheriff's Department. Okay. Hey, thanks for your help. Hey, all right. Don't arrest anybody with bird poop. Dave, you hear him chuckle.
Yeah. He knows
they're idiots,
so
man.
What did he say? Saluda?
Saluda County, SLAUDA. He know they're idiots, man. Come on, man. My point is this, is that this young man, at the end of the day, and I don't know what his family structure is.
What does that have to do with anything? It got nothing to do with nothing.
I'm getting ready to explain. Quite often, many of these young men go to school and they don't have father figures in their home. And they depend on their coaches are their only father figures. Sometimes these young men go to coaches about girlfriends, about all kinds of things that happen in their lives while they're on those campuses.
He said Saluda County, right?
Saluda, right.
Spell Saluda again.
SLAUDA. And you would tend to believe that the police, the coach would have said, hey, I know this young man. I've coached him for the last 3 years. He wouldn't do anything like that. We're going to wait until the word comes back. But before anything could happen, soon as the news broke that he was a quarterback of Georgia Southern, they kicked him off the football team. Okay? And in kicking him off the team, they didn't suspend him. They kicked him off the team, according to the early reports. Because I saw the story and I said, oh, well, that's just terrible. I didn't, at that time, wasn't expecting anything else to come out of that. I thought, well, here's another young man who then got up and did something stupid and is going to lose their scholarship.
Because he had bird poop on the front of his car.
Because he had bird poop on the front of his car.
Saluda County, here we go.
Okay. You got a number?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
So.
It ain't popping up. What's happening?
They may have hidden. But so let me, Chris Broussard, why are you doing that? Because we talked a little bit last week, and I talked extensively on Saturday's show about this new Rich Paul rule. Okay? Mm-hmm. Talked extensively about that because I, at the time, as I said then and I say now, that this rule is designed to attack LeBron James. Okay? And unfortunately, I'm looking for that article.
Okay, we got the number.
You got the number?
Yep, you ready?
All right. Let me pull up
This is
okay.
crazy.
What is it?
864 445 2112. What idiots. I'm going to be very nice, Dave.
Yes, my name is Dave Coleman. I am calling you from from Little Rock, from Jornet Radio, concerning the story that came out about the bird poop and cocaine. Since that story has been resolved, can you tell me whether or not those officers are still on the force? I'm sure they're getting a lot of calls. By the way, if you're just listening, we're calling the Saluda County Sheriff's Department to find out whether or not the officers who arrested Shy Wertz is still on the force. So y'all have a little patience here, all right? Because at the end of the day, I know people do some strange things, but if these are the types of officers that are on the force, man, that's dangerous. Yes, my name is David Coleman. I was trying to get some information relating to the bird poop case. The officers that were involved, are they still on your force? Can you give out that information? Yeah, the officers that made the arrest. Is there going to be any disciplinary action or anything like that? Okay. All right.
So, got a quick question. So, do you often arrest people for bird poop?
You haven't heard the story of Shy Wertz, the starting quarterback for Georgia Southern, who was arrested for cocaine on the hood of his car and was tested in the field and determined that the white substance on the hood of his car was bird poop and not cocaine? Well, sir, the paper and also the I guess the district attorney is reporting that the charges have been dropped and the testing proved that it was, in fact, bird poop.
So do y'all not have do they have like when you're in an academy, do they not take y'all through and show you different drugs and how they look? So do you think it's easy to mistake bird poop for cocaine? No, that wasn't the question. The question was, is it easy to mistake bird poop for cocaine? Do you think it's easy? I wouldn't either. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? I bet if that was your son, you'd really be pissed off right now, wouldn't you? Oh yeah, without a doubt.
So let me just make sure I understand, and I appreciate you talking to us because we've had a lot of people asking questions about this. So what you're saying is that even though the media as of Friday and the district attorney's office and the department, and I can't think of the name, that tested it, said that this was not bird poop. You all have not heard that it wasn't bird poop, and these charges have been dropped.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. So how long did he stay in jail before you all knew that the charges before you knew it was bird poop and not cocaine? Pardon me?
So, okay.
So the prosecutor's office did.
All right.
Oh, so you have.
Okay.
Oh, so you haven't. Oh, okay. So you haven't been officially notified from someone else that it was bird poop. So they said those sobriety kits that y'all use in the field are flawed. Why do y'all still use them?
Okay, so let me do yourself a favor. There was a 2016 investigation in those field test kits, and it was all I think. As a matter of fact, 60 Minutes was one of the first people who did this, and it was reported that 1 out of every 2 of those kits bring up false positives. So if you guys are still using those kits, then do you see how that could potentially be problematic? Okay. Hey, well, look, hey, thank you for taking a little time out for us. We just wanted to get some clarification. And y'all have a great day. All right.
You too. Bird poop is us. We is bird poop.
Man, that's crazy.
Oh, we ain't been notified yet.
That's
we
crazy.
We think it's cocaine.
How you figure? Why would they drop the
got
charges?
tested. Was you there?
Right.
Nah, dog, I'm in Little Rock, but you
But apparently people that were doing the arresting wasn't there either.
They wasn't there either.
Oh my God, that just gotta boggle my mind, dude. Why do you think they would drop the charges if it wasn't cocaine? And by the way, I really started to get testy, but I was trying to be professional.
Well, he talked to us, so
that's why I didn't. But
yeah.
So where did they get the sample from? They got the sample off the hood of the car. The guy was telling you in the video that it was bird poop. Come on, man. Are they serious?
They are serious, man. They are really serious.
Oh, God. All right, we're going to take a top hour break. I know we were going to spend this much time on this, but, I mean, and it's worth you understanding something. And what it says to me, the bigger picture is that we've got a lot of police officers out there that are idiots.
And if he's an idiot, he should not be on the force because next thing you know, he'll be shooting some 3-year-old because he has a gun in his yard.
So think about it. We heard the audio from the young man. What if this young man wouldn't have been so calm? What if he would have gotten upset? What if he would have gotten nervous? Then he would have been dead because of bird poop.
Dave, again, more than likely he should have never been pulled over. But however he was pulled over, he complied with them in every way, and they tried to frame it.
Exactly.
They tried to frame it.
And see, that's what concerned me. And I'm glad you brought that up, Robert, is that it was clear that they were trying to find something on this boy. They weren't trying to just say, you've been speeding, here's a ticket, it's gonna hit you, see you later. It was clear they were trying to frame this young man. Because who in their right mind determines that bird poop is cocaine and it's on the top of your vehicle? It's kind of like some of these officers will look on your floorboard and they'll see grass and they'll say, that looks like marijuana. I gotta search your car.
Yeah. But hold on, Dave.
You see how problematic this is?
Hold on, Dave. This is what's great. The guy kept saying, "Oh yeah, we haven't heard that yet, but we dropped the charges."
Exactly.
Well, you heard it yet. How you dropped the charges?
You see what I'm saying?
Who the hell are you and where you come from?
Oh my God!
It seems like everybody in Saladuda County is an idiot.
I tell you
a whole
what.
bunch of idiots.
Let's do this. Give that number out again for our listeners. And what I want you all to do, I want all of our listeners, if you're listening
Everybody,
to this show,
call right now.
I want you to call this sheriff's office in Saluda County, South Carolina.
And tell them to fire that idiot.
And
fire
tell
all
them
4 of them.
to fire those idiot, the bird poop case.
And when you call, get a friend to call. Just don't call by yourself. You gotta get a friend to call too. You just can't call by yourself. You gotta have somebody else to call with you. Now this is the thing, y'all. We're gonna do this until they fire him. Until we see something somewhere that they fired him. Every day we calling them, asking them, have those officers been fired yet? And when will they be terminated? This is crazy. All right, y'all. The number is 864-445-2112. Now listen, y'all. We can do this now. We can get rid of these guys because guess what? We can save these idiots from killing somebody's son. So let's get rid of these guys because if these guys can't distinguish poop between the difference between poop and cocaine, ain't no way in the hell they should be police officers. This is crazy.
All right, we got to take the top of the hour break. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, go wash your car, please.
Mitchell Funeral Home welcomes all of Arkadelphia and Arkansas.
I didn't know you had not heard that story.
I had not, man.
Man, that's just,
It's a celebration of life.
wow.
So the entire staff takes great pride in the caring, personal, and professional services they provide. Cremations, funeral planning, burial policy, life insurance, notary, and monument sales are just a few of the services they offer. Flexible packages are available as well. Mitchell Funeral Home appreciates the trust and confidence placed in them and will continue to enhance their services. So, as to serve you better. Call now. Get connected. 870-246-2611. That's 870-246-2611.
Ms. Hemphill, we'll try to get you an update on what's going on in Little Rock Public Schools tomorrow.
Don't wait till we're needed. Call us now. Let's walk through.
Have you heard any more about these meetings that we went to? Any more?
611. It's quality you can appreciate. and
So,
service.
did you get the text that I sent? I mean, the story that I sent you about Nashville?
I did.
So, remember they gave us that chart of all the schools that were using that program?
Right.
So, I sent you something, the top schools in Nashville. Now, one of those schools is on that list.
Don't base your legal issues alone. You need an attorney whose primary objective is to
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our office address is 415.
The top schools in Nashville. Now, one of those schools that he pointed out, McGavick, any of them, now one of those schools is on that list. But they were selling that as if, oh, this is going to make the school so much better. See, I told you, I lived in Nashville for 15 years. I know those schools. Okay? And I knew for a fact, because based on the socioeconomic class that some of those schools have, they're not going to be top schools. Those are aggregate numbers. Those are not individual numbers. So if I got 1,000 students and half of them are performing below metrics, I don't care how good the other half do.
Right.
That's not going to put me at the top of the heap as it comes to schools. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
At best, I'm going to be medium
Right.
or a C. Again, don't blow smoke up my butt and tell me it's a campfire.
Teaches an interactive online daily devotional that rightly divides the Word of God. It's Kingdom, baby. Join us Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's weekday mornings, 5 a.m. at joynetradio.com.
You got it. He's God's answer to your aggravation. The Joy Network.
The views and opinions expressed today on Black Focus Radio are not the views and opinions of the station, its management, or its advertisers. Now, let's get ready to focus on our issues, our solutions, using our voices on Black Focus Radio.
Welcome to Black Focus, the show designed with our community in mind, where we focus on our issues, developing our solutions, using our...
Jackie said you weren't going to put him on blast, so he got a case of dementia. Oh, man.
So here's your host, David
All right, welcome to the second hour of Black Focus Radio. Our issues, our solutions, our voices. 855-525-5683 is the number. I'm going to need to run out to my car and get my power cable for my phone. So we're talking about the bird poop case. And when I get back, Robert, go ahead and do this while I run out here. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, okay, so I got to go back to this because it's something that I missed. No, I'm not going to do that because listen, there is no way that you can mistake bird poop for cocaine. It's literally impossible. That's like somebody saying, okay, go get me some yellow cornmeal and go get me some white cornmeal. Now, if they're both in the package, you can make a mistake and get the yellow or the white if you can't read. But if you can read and you got yellow cornmeal in a measuring cup and you got white cornmeal in a measuring cup, how do you not know that one is not the other? I mean, you really can't tell cocaine from bird poop? I mean, really? Come on, y'all. Where they do that at? Come on, y'all. Seriously? Come on, y'all. I mean, where do they do that at? I don't even know what to say right now. I'm dumbfounded. I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm missing something. There's something I'm truly missing. Oh my God, it's something I'm truly missing. I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, if the Little Rock Police Department did something that dumb, man, that's crazy. How does that happen? Who does that? That's all I gotta say. Who does that? Because I'm not getting it. I'm truly not getting it.
Well, I think what should concern us all, and the reason I brought this story up is because when I first saw the story, I thought about Champ Bailey and his speech at the Hall of Fame. When he was telling his white friends, when we tell you stuff is happening to us, if you're my friend, believe me. Okay? This is a classic example of things that happen to black people that are just beyond the pale. And oh man, you got to be kidding. This shows that those things really do happen. And the other thing is that this young man could have lost his life because of some stupidity on the part of cops. And this is not just relegated to Saluda County. How many police officers across this country? Number one, we know the majority of them don't even know the law. Yet they're out here executing the law. Pun intended, by the way. All right? So this should concern all of us. Although it's comical, but it is so dangerous. And the other thing is that the fact that everybody was ready to throw this young man on the scrap heap, regardless of what he had done previously, regardless of the type of young man that he apparently was on the campus. If I'm him, again, I don't go back to Georgia Southern. I would like to know.
Why don't we call Georgia Southern and ask them why the hell they kicked him off the team?
I'm planning because I would like to know the conversation between the athletic director and this young man on why you kicked him off the team. And then I would like to know the conversation you had when you brought him back.
Maybe they kicked him off the team. Maybe anytime any kid is charged, maybe it's mandatory that they do that. We don't know that to be a fact.
That may be true.
So maybe it's just the policy of the team or the policy of the school that any kid that gets into trouble or is arrested by the police is automatically kicked off the team, right?
I'm gonna do some research because I'm gonna try to find out if I can talk. I need to talk to some of his family members because I think they threw this boy on the scrap heap. I just do. Your coach ought to say, "Hey, if you say you didn't do it, I'm gonna stand behind you." I didn't get that in the stories. I've been watching this story now for about 2 weeks because I believe this happened at the end of July. I want to say it happened on July 31st. So I've been watching it since it broke. And I don't get that team stood behind this boy. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm seeing this happens all over America when it comes to our black boys on these college campuses. Is that we send our kids to these college campuses. They get in some trouble. some youthful exuberance, or whatever the case may be, the first thing the coaches want to do is kick them off the team. Or they smoke some pot, you want to kick them off the team. Or they get caught binge drinking, you want to kick them off the team. Let me tell you all, folks, I hate to tell you this, but if your little child that's going to college for the first time this fall in 2 weeks, and they've never had a drink, the odds are they're going to have plenty of drinks while they're on campus. I hate to tell you that, hate to burst your bubble. You know why? Because college campuses usually are the first places, other than home, where students are introduced to alcohol and drugs. Hello? So my point is this, and this is the same thing I said about Tenpenny.
Okay.
When that boy got in trouble with drugs down there, see, if you go to somebody's house and you tell that mama that, look, I'm going to make sure your son is taken care of. I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to be with him, yada, yada, yada. Then your task should be that regardless of what that young man does, I'm going to go to bat for him every chance I get. All right? So why on college campuses? Because we know that alcohol is rampant on college campuses. Okay? Mm-hmm. Why aren't college, especially college athletics, putting these kids in half programs to help them kick that habit instead of kicking them off the team? Oh, I'm sorry. That probably makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're just going way out there.
But my argument is this. The reason Tenpenny is dead today, the reason that boy had that accident is because nobody looked at his problem of alcohol. They just said, oh, he's got an alcohol problem. He can't focus, yada, yada. Kick him off the team. I'm saying that this boy, I'm wondering if this same thing happened. Oh, yeah, he's a drug dealer. Oh, yeah. I just knew something was wrong with him. Boom, kick him off the team. This is what they do. Next man up. Oh, sorry. And the bad thing about it, the people that are replacing him is usually another black kid. So here's what Chris Broussard said. And this is through another story, but I found it interesting that Chris Broussard, who is an NBA writer, he's saying what I've been saying, and I'm almost like, I'm going to reach out to Chris Broussard. I don't know if I've got him on Twitter. I don't know if I can get him to come on the show, but I need to reach out to him because here's what he said about this Rich Paul rule. And those of y'all don't know, I talked a lot about this on Saturday. But the NCAA has issued a rule that now, in order to be an agent for any underclass basketball players, you have to have a bachelor's degree. So they've been taking a beating over the weekend. Now, I don't want to rehash that because I did a whole show on it on Saturday. But I thought what Chris Broussard said was so profound. And I'm like, damn, are they channeling me or what? Okay. So Broussard says, they're calling it the Rich Paul rule, which is appropriate, but I'm going to call it something else. Straight up racism. But instead of crying, complaining, and begging, it's time for black people to take action. You fight power with power. And one of the greatest sources of power is our athletic dominance. Where have you heard that before? Okay?
Yeah.
I've been saying for years that our number one resource for change are our young people. Chris Broussard said the same thing. He continues. I know some of them are NCAA, but at least the millions of dollars you generate would go to benefiting black people who are dying in need of economic power. So I'm calling on all of our great black football and basketball players, instead of going to these big universities that chew you up, spit you out, and don't care about you, go to an HBCU, a Morehouse, a Howard, Hampton, Xavier of New Orleans, and many other schools. Hello? Now, the reason I'm excited about this,
I can't function right now.
because, see, Shy Works was kicked to the curb over some bird poop. I almost said some BS, but it is BS. This kid was kicked to the curb over some bird poop. And the athletic director and the coach at Georgia Southern didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. Because, okay, he's just arrested allegedly with cocaine. Until it came back and tested positive for cocaine, that boy should have still been on that team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He should have still been on that team.
But I mean, this is a great point of how things like this happen to black males, and nobody serves any consequences.
No.
I mean, just think this kid he could have been an 18-year-old, and this could have been a situation where they were trying to decide who they're going to give a scholarship to, and this was only one of the scholarships he had, and this is the only one, and they were trying to decide who to give it to, and they just decided, you know what? We're not going to
worry about him.
We're going to let him go.
Exactly.
But honestly,
and see, that's another aspect that I hadn't even thought about, Robert.
That should be
excellent point.
There should be serious repercussions for those officers. I don't think that they should be able to do those kind of things and just be able to go on about their business. I believe they should be arrested. They should be fired, terminated, released from their position. How stupid are you if you cannot distinguish between between cocaine and bird poop? I mean, how stupid are you, man?
On the hood of an 80-mile-an-hour traveling car.
Well, yeah. I mean, wow.
Do you know how much cocaine that would have had for it to cake up?
No, man. Hold on. Let's just back up, though. Let's just be real for a minute, right? So, I know I got cocaine on my hood.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got cocaine on my hood.
Yeah, me and the boys, we were on top of the.
We decided to snort cocaine off my charger.
Off my charger.
Yeah, we decided to do it. You know, we decided to snort cocaine off my charger, and so here we are. We snort all this cocaine, and then I go to the store for my grandma. I don't even think, you know what? Maybe I need to rinse the car before I go. Maybe I should stop by a quick car wash and whisk it down real quick. No, we're just gonna ride around with the cocaine on there. Now the thing is, this is what's really troubling to me. We count on police officers to be intelligent and articulate and able to distinguish between very simple things, right? So I'm starting to understand more and more why unarmed black men are being shot by police officers, because they're just stupid.
They are.
If this guy could not distinguish between cocaine and bird poop, I mean, it's funny, but do you understand
it's scary.
How scary it is?
Exactly.
Because you got a young black man who could have potentially lost his life. Let alone his life, but he could have lost his career over bird poop.
Yep.
Bird poop. We should have recorded that so we could play it back. We should have recorded that whole thing.
I record every show.
Okay, good. We need to play that back, because to me, that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts, Dave. This man says, "Were you there?" Really? He wasn't there either.
But you know what made it even nuttier to me? That we know that it wasn't bird poop. Right. We here in Little Rock, we know based on the reports, based on the story that I just read, that the charges had been dropped.
Point. Somebody said, "Who's gonna waste good cocaine on the hood of a car?"
You see what I'm saying?
Great point.
Now, cocaine addicts know I ain't a cocaine addict. I don't do cocaine. But I'm going to tell you, I know some friends.
They do cocaine.
Now, they're not any longer, but back in the day,
yeah.
I grew up in the life. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
I was around that stuff.
I don't understand how an officer, a skilled officer, could make such a mistake.
Look, wait a minute. Let me stick with this point about the cocaine addicts just a moment. If there was enough cocaine on the top of that car for that officer to see and determine that it may be cocaine,
somebody had already snorted that.
That cocaine addict didn't know what he was doing. Because I'm going to tell you, that cocaine would not, every gram of that cocaine, microgram, would have been snorted off. You see what I'm saying?
This is the thing.
It's just incalculable to me.
In the academy, did they not show y'all different drugs and show you how they look? So you wouldn't have to put that into a tester, because I mean, really?
Really?
I mean, really, this guy really thought that he had cocaine.
We got one, Bob! Yeah!
But the bad thing is you had 4 officers who looked at it.
Yeah.
And not one of them said, "Hey, bro, come here. This ain't cocaine." Not one of them said that.
No.
we're going to arrest you for cocaine possession. Really? Because it was on the hood of my car.
So they arrested him, probably towed his car, cost him some money with that.
Yeah.
You know, that was nothing more than a money-making scheme on their part.
Well, I would love...
And here's the other thing. So wherever that little area that he came out of, it might have been a drug area.
Doesn't matter, Dave.
Let me,
doesn't matter.
Look, I'm trying to... See, people say I'm tough on police. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
That makes no sense.
So here comes this guy, young black guy, in a fancy car out of a alleged cocaine area, drug dealing area, driving 80 miles an hour. Oh, man, he got to have some drugs. He got to be a dealer. He got to be a dealer. What you talking about, Robert? Get off them cops, man. They just doing their job.
And they did test and it did come back.
And then, they tested it too. So all they can do is go by the test that has been ruled obsolete since 2016.
But what's problematic for me is that when they scraped it up, did they not notice that it was kind of milky? I mean, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit, right? Is it just me? I mean, seriously. This is why I say you have to, can you really trust the police to do the job that they're employed to do? Because, man, listen, this makes me call into question all arrests made in that county. Because, I mean, these guys are idiots.
So let me just,
Even the guy who answered the phone was an idiot.
Oh, yeah, he was. He
was an idiot too. We don't know. We don't know they dropped the charges.
So
we don't know that it wasn't cocaine yet.
And by the way,
how you know they dropped the charges if you don't know it's cocaine yet? I mean, what?
So here's an article from the Washington Post, and I'm just going to read you the headlines, okay? Here's an article from the Washington Post. It says, "Why are police departments still using field drug tests?" That article was written, girls and boys, in 2018.
A year ago.
Okay.
What year in 2018? What month, rather, not year, but what month?
Okay, let me pull the article back. It was written March 13th, 2018. Well, you say you don't like the Washington Post. Here is the New York Times. Okay, how a $2 roadside drug test sends innocent people to jail. By the way, this article was written July 7th, 2016.
Get out of here.
Okay? Y'all follow me so far?
So
wait a minute. Unreliable, unchallenged. Here's an article by ProPublica, October 28th, 2016. Okay? Here's another one by the Expert Institute, September 7th, 2016. Here's another one by Cracked.com. How flawed drug testing can ruin your life. July 2018. Do I need to go on? Wait a minute. Y'all don't believe this. The prosecutors have the power to stop bad roadside drug tests. By the way, that article was released by the ACLU of February 2019. So my point being to you all that we had an police department, many of them still in this country, who are using flawed drug tests in the field that is causing people all kinds of problems. And then this idiot gets on the phone and has the unmitigated gall to ask you, were you there?
Well, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It makes perfect sense, though, Dave. Makes perfect sense to me. He just wanted to make sure that I wasn't there with him, causing trouble. That I didn't try to wipe the cocaine off the hood.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, the man did say, if you look on the bumper, that's some more buried shit on the bumper, too. I mean, look on the bumper, look on the windshield.
So here's another one, urine-based drug. You know what? Most companies, and I've read this, most companies now don't even do urine tests anymore.
They do hair.
You know why?
Because they're not reliable.
Because they're not reliable.
Yeah, they're not reliable.
Okay. So why are you using a field test kit that has been ruled? Here's another article, 2016, July 11th. Flawed police drug test kits, railroading prosecutors, and racism.
No, not racism. This couldn't be racist.
I'm just saying.
It's just accidental, David. It couldn't be racist.
I'm just saying. Because you could have given that boy the benefit of the doubt, and so could his football team. That's why I'm saying we need to start talking to our kids and saying, hey, no, you don't need to go to that school. That school ain't going to do nothing for you.
But also, we need to call the police department and tell them that they need to fire them dudes.
Yeah, get that number again, Robert. So we're trying to get everybody to call the Saluda County Sheriff Department in Saluda County, South Carolina, and ask why haven't the bird poop deputies been fired?
Yeah.
After they stop laughing, they'll give you an answer. Because I thought it was kind of funny when we called that up.
Start laughing. Yeah.
They do exactly what we were talking about.
How dumb can you be? The number is 864-445-2112. Again, that number is 864-445-2112. We need to find out who. Ask for the chief of police, and if he's not there, leave him a message and tell him that those guys, all of them, need to be fired. Or whoever the sheriff is, the sheriff-elect, because I guess with sheriff's department, you elect your sheriff, right? He's not
Yeah, well, most cities, the county.
Ask for the sheriff and tell the sheriff that they should fire the bird poop arrestees. All four of them. Even the black dude, he especially got to go.
Well, he was.
He especially gotta go.
He was just.
No,
Robert.
He especially
Don't blame the black guy.
No, he gotta go.
He was trying to keep his job.
No,
he was just going along with everybody else.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
What y'all need to do? Go out to TMZ Sports and look at the video, because the black dude was the last guy to come on the scene.
And he never said nothing.
And he ran up with his little flashlight and started looking. He even looked.
And he ain't say nothing.
And didn't stop.
He ain't walk back and say, hey man, you know that's bird poop. That ain't no cocaine.
Yeah.
That's bird poop.
Yo man, y'all need to go on before this gets too bad. Y'all make a fool of yourselves.
Yeah, man. I know this bird poop, right?
Yeah.
Y'all shouldn't do that.
I just think that's hilarious. I just really do. So one
other
other
call Russ to get Russ to FOI not the video.
Well,
get Russ to FOI the pictures of the coke, so we can, because you know what, we might not be
able to FOI in Arkansas.
We can find somebody. I'm sure we can find somebody to FOI.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Russ on that.
Because it seems that we could be wrong. It could have looked like cocaine after he did 80 and he was going down the freeway. It could have looked like cocaine because it looked like he was on the highway. Don't look like that, Dave. It looked like he was on the highway. It could have been cocaine.
If I didn't like you, I'd slap the taste out of your mouth.
It could have easily been cocaine.
Man, no.
Please don't act that way, Dave.
No.
Please don't act that way.
No, see, you always trying to defend the police.
I ain't trying to defend the popo, but Dave, man, sometimes, this could have been legit, man.
When I just ran out to my car to get my cable.
You see the popo?
I actually looked on my hood just to make sure because I'm kind of parked under a tree. So from now on out, I'm going to have a different attitude when birds poop on my car. Okay? You know what I'm going to do? The next time a bird poops on my car, I'm going to look up at that damn bird and I'm going to scream at him and holler at him and tell him he could cause me to get arrested for pooping on my car. Take that poop somewhere else.
I think what we should do is we should call Senator Ellett and ask her if she will pass a law,
bird poop law,
that all birds must be shot and killed. No more birds could be flying around.
Bird poop law.
Bird poop law.
Ooh, Lord,
we got troubles, man.
Oh Lord, have mercy. All right. All right. One other article, and the reason
you want to talk about something else?
Because
how did you not talk about bird poop for another 30 minutes?
Because this is about white privilege. If you remember you remember the tease, Robert, right?
Okay.
This is white privilege. Because I got a feeling, had that been a white boy, he wouldn't have been arrested. Okay, I just got a feeling. But to show you how baked in all of this white privilege is, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead Saturday morning about 6:30 a.m. our time. He was found to have committed suicide. The interesting thing about that the Attorney General, Bill Barr, when he issued his statement Saturday morning, he said in his statement that he had died of an apparent suicide. So let me ask you, Mr. Barr, how'd you know it was a suicide? Now I know I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist.
All I gotta say, I just got 2 words for you. Vince Foster.
Vince Foster.
Vince Foster. Okay. And the bird poop conspiracy. That's what I'm calling it, the bird poop conspiracy, baby.
Yep. So the point being is that here's a high-profile inmate who had attempted to commit suicide once before.
Really?
And nobody was watching him.
So he was in jail on the weekend?
He was in jail now. And everybody started coming out over the weekend and watching some of the shows. Well, Jeffrey Epstein, he was not used to handling the surroundings and the situation that he was in. So that's probably why he did. Oh, I don't give a damn.
I wonder what would have happened had he got pulled over and birds had crapped on his car and he got arrested for bird poop. I just wonder.
He wouldn't have.
Would he have killed himself?
He'd have probably offered one of the little girls in his back seat of his car.
Oh, Jesus. No, say it's not so.
Yes, it's so. So here's the thing. So Friday, a court ruling, because this is important, there are a whole lot of heavy hitters that apparently, including Bill Clinton, including Donald Trump.
T said, I don't believe he's dead. I think he's off somewhere living his best life with a new identity.
In the Bahamas somewhere?
Yeah.
But here's the problem that I have with this. All of those people, because the ruling on Friday had said that that little book that he had, those files, can be used and will go public. It's just so ironic that the very next day he ends up dead.
They got the book?
Oh, yeah, they have all that. They have all that.
I wonder what's in the book.
I wonder what's in these files, too.
Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something, man. It's kind of like Vince Foster, man. Vince Foster's the only man I know who blew his brains out and his blood flowed uphill, not downhill.
Well, Gary Webb actually shot himself in the head 2 times.
Yeah. Maybe the first time didn't catch.
Yeah. Maybe he missed.
Yeah, he probably missed the first time.
But you know what it was? He had a steel plate in his head, and he hit the steel plate, and it just ricocheted off the steel plate.
Right. And he had to shoot
then he had to shoot himself
just
again.
To make sure he got it.
You know.
I mean, hey, you know what? At this point, man.
But bringing that up, you know what that says more? That's more white privilege.
Hey, man, all I can say is I can now go to jail. I can now go to prison for bird poop.
Yeah.
I can go to prison now for bird poop.
You need to make sure your child is washing his car.
Let me tell y'all, when y'all see some bird poop on y'all car, pull over.
Look,
pull over.
If you got some water in a cup and that's the only water you got to get your little napkin and get out there and wash that bird poop off.
Because you will go to jail. You will go to jail for bird poop. You can go to jail for bird poop because guess what? Police officers are too stupid to distinguish between bird poop and cocaine. So, please, and ladies, let me tell y'all something, ladies. When y'all go shopping, do not buy baking soda. Do not buy flour. Do not buy sugar. Have them deliver it to you, because I don't want to see y'all get locked up for that. It's terrible right now.
But officer, this was for my homemade rolls.
Yeah, bird poop can't get you a case. Bird poop would get you locked up.
So, also in the news, speaking of white privilege, a State Department employee.
We ain't finished talking about it.
Yeah, you can. It's okay. A State Department employee led a white nationalist group in Washington, D.C.
He did what?
You missed the first part of that.
I did.
A State Department
employee. Okay.
Led a white nationalist group.
Okay.
In Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm not done with this. The department confirmed to the insider that the man is not was,
but
is an employee, but would not say whether the allegations affected his status.
I bet those guys who tested the cocaine, I bet they're probably his cousins.
They're probably running the State Department.
Yeah, they're probably his cousins.
This individual is employed by the State Department of State as a foreign affairs officer assigned to the Bureau of Energy Resources in Washington, D.C. The official now has been placed on leave as of this past Thursday.
Come on. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
It's not fair because the president is a white supremacist,
That's
so
not fair.
all is fair in love in the State
That's
Department.
not fair. That's not fair.
He didn't have any bird poop cocaine on his hood.
That's not fair. That's not fair, Dave. That's not fair.
That's called white privilege.
Dave, that's called ignorance, bruh. Flat out. That ain't got nothing to do with white
That's
privilege.
called
Y'all
white
call it white privilege. I call it ignorance. Man, this is an incredible day. I thought nothing else today could make me go, damn.
I see you
But that
pretty
right there,
fascinated about that.
man, that right there. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you what blew my mind now.
Okay.
So the level of ignorance in South Carolina is like extremely high, right? It's kind of like
Wait a minute, don't say that. They've
kinda
got
like
the
the
only
boy.
black senator from South Carolina.
my point exactly.
I just put that on the TV.
Tim Scott is like the I don't even know how to describe him. But this is it for me, right? This is it right here for me. So it was bad enough, right? It was bad enough that when we caught that they mistakenly identified bird poop as cocaine. Oh, sorry about that, Dave.
I'm gonna actually make a promo out of that.
Yeah, we need to.
I'm gonna make a promo out of
We
that.
need to do that because that was
Okay.
hilarious. But this is the
Okay.
thing for me, Dave. This is the thing for me, right? So these guys make the mistake. So then you call the police department. You call them and say, "Hey, guys, do you know that the guy? Did you know that they dropped the charges? Oh, we don't. Did you know that it wasn't cocaine? It was bird poop. Oh, we haven't been notified yet. It was bird poop, but we know they dropped the charges. What? What the what? What are you talking about? You know they dropped the charges, but you don't know it was bird poop? I mean, what? Who does that? I mean, seriously, man, I can't get past this one. I mean, so this is the thing, though, right? Mm-hmm. So if one of these guys shot somebody and killed him, you couldn't fault them because they already told you how stupid they were.
Yep.
So you couldn't fault them. Mm-hmm. So if you don't call the number, if you don't call 864-445-2112 and tell them to get rid of them idiots, we can't blame nobody but ourselves when these idiots shoot and kill somebody's son. Because they are idiots. Idiots. Hey, man, you got bird poop on your car, Dave. Dave, it's bird poop? Dave, how you get cocaine on your car, Dave?
It's bird poop.
Dave, no, I tested it, Dave. It's cocaine.
Man.
Dave, why don't you just admit it? Dave, if you admit it, it'll go a lot easier for you.
It's bird poop.
Does your uncle or your dad or your brother or anybody sell cocaine? Does your mother cook cocaine?
Sir, it's bird
Does your mother cook, Dave?
poop.
Does your mother cook, Dave?
Poop.
Does your mother cook?
Poop.
Does your mother cook?
Poop.
Does your mother cook?
Poop.
Does she cook poop?
Bird poop.
She cooks poop cocaine?
Bird poop.
Is that new?
Poop.
Dave, does your mother cook cocaine?
Boop poop.
I mean, really?
Yeah. When I read the story, I said, I was gonna leave it on the Scrap People stories for Saturday. I said, no, I gotta bring this to Black Focus. I just gotta bring them to Black Focus.
Well,
Because although we're laughing and having fun with this, do y'all understand how dangerous this was for that young man?
I mean, I don't even think we begin to even dive into how bad this could have potentially been.
Right. And then you couple that with the fact that it's clear that they were trying to find something on him. They were trying to find as much dirt on him and to go to the length and use bird poop for cocaine. Man, I've heard some crazy arrest stories.
Right.
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
I think the bigger question for
Anything near this.
The bigger question for me becomes, how are you not able to distinguish between cocaine and bird poop? I mean, how are you not able to distinguish between the two? How can you not do that? That's what troubles me. I mean, help me out, Dave, because I'm at a loss right now. How can you not? I mean, there's got to be some significant characteristics. I got to Google that, man, because maybe bird poop. Let's see what the. I'm just dumbfounded because
Now, okay, here's the explanation. Here's why it turned. It just hit me, Rob.
Okay.
So here's what happened. Apparently, that bird poop came from the area in which he parked his car. Okay?
Okay.
And that means that bird was in the area in which he parked his car.
Okay.
That also means that bird must have a hell of a dealer.
The bird was getting high.
The
I didn't
bird
even
was
think
snorting.
about it, man. That's it, man. That's it. We saw
The
it.
bird was snorting cocaine and probably had the munches and got the runs and pooped on the man's car, and that's how the cocaine got into the bird poop. That's how it happened. I can go with that story.
I can't even go with that one.
I didn't say it was the truth. I said I can go with it. And that's what happened. Or here's what happened. Somebody had left their stash out. They were sitting outside on the patio.
That's it.
Snorting cocaine.
Snorting cocaine. They left it there.
And they left it out there.
Bird went by that, got him a little bit.
Bird came by. He was up there with his boys.
He was like, hey, y'all, look at that right there. Let's go down there and get some
freebie.
Cocaine, man.
Stuck his beak in there. He probably was flying all upside down and stuff and crazy.
So let's get a little of that cocaine, baby.
So that must have been what happened. I mean, because I've heard of some crazy stories. I mean, let me say this again. I've heard of some crazy stories. But as we laugh and joke about this story, remember, please, folks, remember that if police would go to this extent to arrest an individual, in my opinion, I don't care where they are in this country. If you are a black, they will do anything to arrest you. Anything. This was by design. This is what they wanted to do. They didn't want to give this young man, you know what? If you got this man in the back of your car and you come back and say, hey man, what's that on your car? And you say bird poop, what doesn't trigger in your mind that, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, he might be right. Let me go back up here and look at this again. But instead, this genius of an officer started a debate with this young man. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Yes, it reminded me of those cartoons back in the day when Bugs Bunny would get caught by Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
And Elmer Fudd would say, Bugs Bunny would say, well, I'm just gonna die. He said, and Elmer said, well, I'm gonna kill you. Bugs Bunny said, well, I'm just gonna die. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. That's what that conversation reminded me of. But at what point did you go and say, wait a minute, man, this guy said, even when the guy said, hey, he's saying that, and I read it to you, he's saying it's bird poop. At what point did you don't go back up to his car and say, hey, man, let me look at this again?
I don't know what inside of me could ever make anyone think that.
LaTanya said, you know what, LaTanya, I'm sorry. What were we thinking? The bird had a beef with the brother.
You know, try to set him up.
That's what LaTanya said. The bird set him up.
See, I knew that bird wasn't no good.
You see what I'm saying?
I knew that bird wasn't no good. Birds don't even like black people.
He was probably a pigeon.
He racist.
Get it?
He's a racist pigeon.
A pigeon.
He's a stool pigeon.
That's what I'm saying. The bird did it.
Man, can you believe that? Even the birds trying to get the brother. We can't win, man. The birds is up on us now. I mean, man, you know what? You know what, man? It's the bird fault. If not for the bird, we would never know about this right now.
No. Young man would have got a ticket.
I wonder if Animal Services is out right now trying to find that bird.
Where is Peter when you need him?
Where's Peter? Why are they not out looking for that bird?
We need this bird apprehended.
Let's demand that they find the bird. We demand now that you find the bird.
Where is Peter when you need him? This bird needs to go down.
This bird needs to be locked up for cocaine possession and for using cocaine.
And
what else can we charge him?
We need to get him before he flies south for the winter.
We do. Because that is horrible.
I'm just saying, birds were flying around here setting up people. Come on, man.
I could have got that boy killed. All that cocaine in that bird system. The bird tests positive for cocaine, man.
It's just
who does that? Who does that?
It's just amazing.
I don't even know what to say right now. Cocaine. You know what? I wonder if it was more than one bird, because they said he had a lot of poop on it, didn't he? Cocaine must make birds have to go.
Well, you know what happened?
No, what?
The bird got the munchies.
Bird. That's right. He got the munchies afterwards, right? Then he went to the
He
store.
probably snorted up Peru.
Yeah, he just
You
snorted
know,
up a ton of cocaine.
Man, I bet his bird beak is all messed up.
All messed up, all white.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Oh man.
Which is pathetic.
So that explains everything, Dave. It's the bird. It's the bird's fault. The bird created all this confusion. Right now, next time we call them, I'm going to ask them, is Animal Services, we should call Animal Services in Saluda, South Carolina, and ask them, are they looking for the bird that was full of cocaine, Dave? We got to do that before we leave, Dave. Hold on, Dave. We got to call and ask them, Dave. We have to call and ask them.
What is the newspaper in South Carolina, in Saluda County, South Carolina?
I don't know. Let me find it.
I'd be curious. Let me see if I can find it. Because I'd be curious to see what the local media is saying about this. Because, come on, man. Because this makes no sense whatsoever. None whatsoever. And as I said, we're sitting and we're laughing about it at this point. But man, this young man could have been killed over some BS.
Over some BS. Over some.
It's just,
Okay, I gotta stop. Okay, Dave.
Okay. So it's called the Saluda County Standard.
Okay, hold on.
Look what they have on the cover. Look, they got him on the cover.
Read the article, Dave. Read the article.
They haven't even up. Oh man. So I went to the Saluda County Standard Sentinel, and here's the article: quarterback arrested
For cocaine.
So they haven't even updated the story. Let me scroll down. Oh man, we gotta call him.
Who we call him?
We call him the Saluda County Standard.
Call him right now. What do you get? Phone number?
It says contact us. Okay. Okay, let me call him. And by the way, y'all can call him too.
Yeah.
This is the county newspaper. And let me tell you why this is so insidious. Is that the charges was dropped on Thursday.
Right.
Here we are on Monday. So this article has went through the entire weekend on their website, and they haven't dropped the charges. I mean, they haven't updated the story. Let me call them. 864-445-2527. Let's see. We're calling the Saluda County Standard Sentinel. It is the newspaper for this area. And apparently, yes, this is David Coleman. My number is 615-554-0568. I am calling in reference to the story that you have still on your website about Shy Wertz. I'm curious why you all call yourselves a newspaper and you're still running that bogus story. And I'm also curious why you haven't updated the story to say that the bird poop that was found on the hood of this young man's car was in fact not cocaine, but bird poop.
And demand the firing of the idiot cops. They thought it was cocaine.
Exactly. So if you would like to respond...
Yeah, you should respond. Return that call.
Please call me. I just gave you my number. I'd like to know. Because clearly the story was false. Your reporting is false. Update the story. Or should I assume that because he was a black guy, the story doesn't deserve an update?
The wheels go round and round very slow when you have a correction. They go very slow.
I'm just wondering. So if you want to respond, I'd love to hear from you. But this story no longer needs... And by the way, this is apparently on your home page. It's on your home page, dog.
Yeah, they're making money off of that. Always making money off the black man. Hold it up, baby. Hold it up.
Here's what. The starting quarterback of Georgia Southern football team was arrested in Saluda County last week on traffic and drug charges. According to this week's Detention Center report, Wirtz of Newberry was arrested July 31st for speeding and possession of cocaine. The incident report stated Wirtz was clocked doing 80 miles an hour, heading towards Saluda, and did not immediately stop when arresting officers turned on the blue light.
Because he had cocaine on the front of his car. Mm-hmm. He had cocaine on the front of his car. He was doing 80 with cocaine on the front of his car. That makes sense. Hey, you know what? You can't even fault, leave it. I want them to hear this. You can't even fault the newspaper people because if they police is this stupid, of course the newspaper people are too. Now you can hang up, idiots.
Wirtz was arrested in speeding charges and asked, what about the white powder looking substance on the white Dodge Charger's hood? Wirtz said it was bird poop.
It was bird poop? Who said it was bird poop?
Wirtz did.
But hey, what they need to do, we finna call them in just a minute, but they need to call Animal Services. They need to find that bird. That bird is high and he is getting black men in trouble. We need to put a stop to this right now. Thank you.
Bye. I'd be curious to see when you're going to update your newspaper.
I'd be curious to see if you're going to call back, which I gotta do.
Oh, no, they don't have the courage.
No, they don't. They don't.
It's ridiculous.
No good journalism.
This is ridiculous, man.
Okay, Dave, so.
This is ridiculous. The more I think about this story.
Okay, Dave, you got to call this number. 864.
Now, who are we calling?
We call Animal Services.
864.
223. 2498.
2498.
Yeah, we need to find out. Hopefully they are out right now trying to find the bird.
We don't care about that.
No, we don't care about that.
Okay.
Let me find out.
I just hit the number one to see if it'll send me somehow. Yes, my name is David Coleman from Black Focus Radio. I'm trying to get some information about who actually apprehends rogue animals. Yes.
Well, actually, it's in Clinton.
Well, it's a bird. He could be anywhere.
He could be anywhere, yeah. We want to start in Clinton because he getting people in trouble. The bird.
Actually, it's a bird.
Well, let me tell you what happened to my friend. My friend, Shy, he got pulled over by the police because a bird had pooped on his car and it was positive for cocaine. We need someone to find that bird because we don't want him doing this to other people. That could be really, really dangerous. Who will we call? Is this not animal control? Oh, okay.
Have you heard about the story though? The bird, the cocaine bird that's pooping on people's cars?
Well, let me tell you something. If a bird poops in your car today, please, right away, go and wash it off because birds are doing cocaine in South Carolina.
You know,
they are too.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. They are.
Okay. Do yourself a favor. You know where Saluda County is? Okay, Saluda County arrested the starting quarterback for Georgia Southern because, number one, they said he was speeding, but they also said that the bird poop on the hood of his car was cocaine.
So that means that bird, well, you know what? When they tested it, it was cocaine. So you know what? That bird got high and he took a crap on the car. So please, when you leave work today, I need you to promise me you're going to wash your car. Are you going to do that? Don't laugh. This is serious. This is serious. We're trying to help. Yes, this is serious. This is really serious. Don't laugh. Stop laughing. This is serious. Can you stop laughing? This is so serious. So, this is very serious. We need to find out.
It's the craziest thing we ever heard, too.
We need to find out. We need somebody to find the bird. Because that bird is out there dangerous. He's probably stealing stuff out of people's houses.
He's probably, look,
tell him what he's doing.
What's going to happen if that bird goes on a cocaine binge and starts killing other birds?
Yes! But listen, what if he just started pooping on a whole bunch of cars and the police had to pull over all these cars and they can't address the really serious crimes because they're not trying to catch the bird? I mean, do you not want to live in a safe city in South Carolina? Because I do. I want to live in a safe South Carolina.
Have you ever seen that movie, The Birds, by Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes.
That could happen in your city.
So you need to go outside right now. Tell everybody in the office right now. We need to go check our cars and we need to clean our cars off because there's a bird going around sniffing cocaine and he's taking dumps on people's cars and getting them arrested. This is very important. This is very important. Yes, tell all staff, do not get in your car and drive away with bird poop, and do not go by a gas station and try to get it off with the little windshield cleaner because that does not work. You need to go to a car wash because we don't want you to get arrested. We don't want you to get arrested.
And whatever you do,
sounds so sweet.
When you leave the office today, whatever you do, make sure there's no bird poop on your car.
Please, you promise?
Okay.
Oh my God!
No!
Yes, you have to do this right now.
It's not.
You
No,
have
wait
to
a
do it
minute.
right
It's
now.
not a Dodge Charger, is
Is it
it?
a Dodge Charger?
Woo!
Oh my God!
Gosh, I was getting worried. I was going to fly to South Carolina.
We'll catch you in the Dodge.
Okay.
Oh, you must be a Chevy lady. Say you're a Chevy lady.
Ford?
You're what?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope the bird do poop on your car.
That was me, Robert. Hey, look. Hey, thanks you for your indulgence. We got to go since he was
You are
being
so
mean.
wonderful.
Hey, and beware of cocaine sniffing.
But please,
birds.
please, hold on though. Before you go, it's very important.
This was Joynet Radio in Little Rock, Arkansas.
And make sure before you leave work today, you tell everybody in the office that there's this rogue bird going around taking craps on people's cars. But what we're going to do is we're going to keep calling animal services until we get them to get out to arrest this bird, okay?
We're gonna find that bird.
We're going to find that bird because he's just getting folks in trouble.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Oh, she was so cool.
She's like, oh my God, am I on the radio? Y'all recording me. Oh my God, y'all recording me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Silly boys, you're recording me.
Oh boy.
But no, Dave, I'm not going to arrest until we get that bird because that bird is causing trouble and we need to get that bird.
But you know what I'm thinking?
What's that?
It's probably flown the coop.
Ooh, Lord Jesus. This man I'm sitting next to got some serious issues. Serious issues, man.
Alrighty, so man, then that's the show. I mean, we spent the whole show talking about bird poop.
Well, we could have spent another hour talking about that.
That's
So tomorrow we got. Oh, I just see now that they're closed today and they don't open till tomorrow. Animal Services. They're open tomorrow at 12 o'clock at 12 p.m.
Yeah, this is just terrible.
Tuesday 12 p.m. and they close. They're open from 12 to 5.
All right, folks, we got to wrap this thing up. I hope y'all enjoyed this jocularity.
Yeah, because this was terrible. We got to make sure that this gets better.
The really thing, the irony behind this is that black people for years have been making we have to laugh and joke about these things because it happens so frequently, and the only way that we can get through them is laugh about them.
But the one thing we ain't joking about, call 864-445-2112 and tell them to fire the bird poop cocaine.
The bird poop police.
The bird poop police, that's what we're called. No, the bird poop sheriffs.
Yeah.
Tell them to fire those 4 bird poop sheriffs.
God.
Here's the number again, just in case y'all forget. 864-445-2112. And let me tell you something. If you're listening right now and you're in South Carolina, well, you know what? Honestly, we don't know if birds are doing this all over the country. So if you're listening all over the country, please watch your car.